This was the moment the United States military fired a missile from a military vessel at Islamic State militants in northwest Nigeria on Wednesday. In a post on his social media website, Truth Social, US President Donald Trump said the strike was in retaliation against militants targeting Christians. Earlier on Wednesday, in a Christmas message to his country posted on social media website X, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu promised to protect religious freedoms. Nigeria's foreign ministry issued a statement after the strike, saying it was working with the US against terrorist targets in the country. This was backed by the US military's Africa Command in a post on X, which said the strike was carried out at the request of Nigerian authorities. AFRICOM says several militants were killed in the attack but did not give further details. Over the past few years, Nigeria has borne the brunt of deadly attacks targeting both Muslims and Christians that have killed thousands. In October, President Trump threatened military action against terror groups in the country for persecuting Christians. But Nigeria's government maintained that the attacks target both Christians and Muslims. On Wednesday, 5 people were killed after an attack at a mosque in the northern city of Maiduguri, causing fear and panic.
Honestly, there is fear due to this explosion. We are very scared. Still, we have fear. I appeal to the government to provide additional security at mosque places. We pray to God that such incidents do not reoccur.
No one has yet claimed responsibility for the attack. Robert Nagela, CGTN.
Now, the U.S. airstrikes came a day after 5 people were killed in an attack on a mosque in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. Police say a suspected suicide bomber detonated an explosive inside a mosque during evening prayers. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack, which comes amid heightened security concerns in Nigeria's northeast. Victims were rushed to the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital and the State Specialist Hospital. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum condemned the attack, calling it utterly condemnable, barbaric and inhumane. In a statement, he urged heightened vigilance in places of worship and public spaces during the festive season.
It's been a long time since something like this happened in Maiduguri. Not even in the area of custom down the center of the metropolis that an explosion of such magnitude happened. Only in Muna community and other places, and it occurred years back, not inside the city of Maiduguri.
Honestly, there is fear due to this explosion. We are very scared. Still, we have fear. I appeal to the government to provide additional security at mosque places. We pray to God that such incidents do not reoccur.
Deji Bademosi has the latest and joins us live from Lagos. Deji, tell us more about the U.S. strike on Islamic State militants in the northwest of the country. What do we know?
Well, Penina, what we know is that for quite some weeks now, we understand the U.S. in coordination with the Nigerian military have been conducting intelligence, aerial surveillance now around the northwest of the country, especially in areas now known to be infested by this terrorist. And then just last night, people woke up to, the statement put out by the U.S. President Donald Trump on Truth Social that the U.S. military has carried out an attack in Sokoto State. Sokoto State, by the way, is in the northwest of the country. Now, the area that was targeted is known as Jabo. It borders. It's a border community very close to Niger, and we understand the strike was actually launched from the Gulf of Guinea, from a Navy ship in the Gulf of Guinea, targeting Lakurawa terrorist group. That terrorist group is actually linked to ISIS and has been known to be operating in that area for a long time now. Of course, the casualty figure has not been given, but both the Nigerian government and the U.S. government has issued statements confirming the strike and saying quite a number of the terrorists were actually killed. We've also seen images on social media of some unexploded bombs now, where residents actually rushed to the scene of the strike now, and they picked up some of the unexploded bombs around the area. So we wouldn't know how devastating this is. I mean, devastating a blow this is now to the terrorists until much later. But of course, the U.S. government is saying that, look, the strike was a direct hit and that quite a number of the terrorists were killed.
So, Deji, what has been the reaction from Nigerians?
Well, Penina, look, Nigerians generally, I would say the majority of Nigerians have actually welcomed this strike. The only concern is the position of the U.S. president, that rhetoric when he keeps saying that, look, they're doing this to prevent attacks on Christian communities and all of that. People are really worried about that. That kind of rhetoric is actually not helpful at all, that it could actually cause some kind of division now between Christians and Muslims. That, look, these terrorists actually target every group. It's not as if they single out a particular religious group to target. I mean, you just confirmed it. Just yesterday, there was an attack on a mosque, about 5 or 6 people, 8 persons now killed in that mosque. So this terrorist group actually attack every group. They attack every religious group, whether Christians, Muslims. And so the fear that many have, and that's the concern people have been expressing, is couching this strike now as targeting, as protecting Christians, so to speak. But generally, people have welcomed it. For many Nigerians, the most important thing is to stop these terrorists, stop them, decimate them, and any action at all that could lead to that, Nigerians welcome it. But people have been expressing concern over the language being used by the U.S. government and the U.S. president, bringing in religion into it. It's a real concern here.
Deji, thank you for that. Deji Bademosi, live for us there in Lagos. So let's broaden this conversation and bring in Dr. Oluwale Ojowale, a senior researcher at the Institute for Security Studies based in Dakar, Senegal. Dr. Ojowale, what are your thoughts on the U.S. strike in Nigeria?
Thank you so much for having me. I think it is expected, looking at the nature of the security cooperation that has been unfolding between Nigeria and the U.S. in the past 1 month or so. The National Security Advisor of Nigeria has traveled to the U.S. Members of Congress have also come to Nigeria. The only thing is that perhaps I think a lot of people were caught by surprise in Nigeria, the nature and the timing of that attack.
Do you think the U.S. strikes will help improve security in Nigeria, given the U.S. history of intervention?
Well, I think this particular one cannot be completely framed as an intervention because the sovereignty power of Nigeria was exercised according to the official statement, in the sense that they acknowledged that it was carried out in terms of close security cooperation, and that I think African commanders also alluded to that. So it cannot be viewed broadly in the interventionist nature of American involvement in other theaters of conflict. But we must also undergird this with the fact that military action alone is not sufficient to defeat terrorists anywhere in the world. Areas where I would expect America to really support security in Nigeria now is in the area of building the capacity of the state in terms of intelligence gathering that helps them to actually go after terrorism logistics, terrorism financing, border security, and all those things. Yes, this is a welcome development, but I can't really say now, and I don't think the jury is out, because Nigeria has been carrying out strikes before now. So I think what makes a difference in terms of this is the involvement of the American president in this.
Having said that, explain to us why the Nigeria security situation remains a complex one, and are there ways to resolve it?
yes, it's a very complex one because, for instance, where this strike took place is not the dominant area of the Beni Islamic State franchise. And I think I also need to stress the fact that President Trump said it was ISIS that was franchise that was struck there. And local media reportage is also showing that. I think a lot lies in the realm of strategic ambiguity now. The criminals element, the elements that operate around that region are predominantly bandits who operate within a criminal economy, kidnapping people for ransom and just running an extortionist system of violence in that region. And the layers that make it complicated in Nigeria is the fact that the recession of the state in terms of state presence in those places has created an enabling environment that now provides a kind of convergence for terrorists, for criminal groups to run amok around that region. Coupled with the fact that you look at the northern border of Nigeria now, there is a lot of significant security pressure that is percolating from the Sahel states into the country now in terms of free flow of harm, in terms of weapon trafficking and all that has aggravated the conflict profile in Nigeria.